Testing 1, 2, 3. Testing 1, 2, 3. Hey, you will make it TV followers, viewers, supporters, and listeners across the globe. Thank you for tuning in to another live insightfulness topic right here with your very own audio host and author, Miss Tetta Sherry Whitney. We're happy to have you. If you're a new subscriber, welcome 1,000 times. This is the hub, the channel where inspirationalists across the globe tune in for inspirational quotes, divine messages, and insightful topics. As a free thinker, as a critical thinker, I just never knew where I would always place those skills, really, ultimately. It was just a part of my being for a long time. And then once upon a time, we had social media, we had YouTube, where you can create communities of alike minded people and, discuss different global issues. And that's what I more enjoy social media for. Even when I first started, like, following my own spiritual path of faith and stuff years and years ago. If I had to put a year on it, though, because I will probably reserve a separate topic one day. I know a lot of people are interested just because of the direction my life ended up going later. If I had to put a time frame on it, my middle daughter was like 1 year old when I feel like I first wanted to like discover spirituality, God, faith, and stuff like that for myself. So here we are years later, full of growth, full of passion, full of energy to commit to continue sharing topics or sharing my light in ways that people can enjoy, right? In what better way than the internet, right? And social media and video platforms just like YouTube right here. So we actually enjoy what we do here at You Will Make It TV, and that's why you're invited to subscribe soon, like, and share any of our content, and we appreciate your support. If y'all saw my other posting earlier, we got so many different things Crown Publishing Content has to offer. You Will Make It TV is just one of our little hobby niches of something that I do, but overall I'm a self-publisher. I enjoy what I do as an independent publisher because it's not just limited to books and articles and essays and stuff all the time. We can create content a million different ways today, and I do appreciate it. It just keeps the options vast for people like me and others across the globe that are interested in independent self-publishing. And because publishing, people don't really understand, it goes further than just books and articles and essays. You got photos that people copyright today for their protection. I don't care if it's even a selfie. If you don't want anybody plagiarizing your selfies, it's almost like we live in a time where, yeah, go get your copyright license for just about anything. I do feel like the world is going that direction, though, because how else do you ultimately protect yourself just on the internet? I know there's ways to do it, but I'm adding another option. If people were to get copyright license, because you just never thought the day would come where you actually have to, of course you have a right to take a photo and post it, but maybe protect that photo even more by copyrighting that photo, even if it's not for a business, it's just a selfie pic or something, right? How else do you prevent people from taking your photo, doing whatever they want to do with it, with AI or plastering it wherever they want to? Or it's just crazy. Like, when you really think about how copyright laws work and how we do stand on justice and truth and law about copyright laws right here in the United States of America. That's not what I'm here to talk about today, though. Our insightfulness topic today is about a lot of people don't know how Trump signed a new order about student loan repayment options, the options that we used to have and the options that may no longer exist. Remember, forget about the old days where you had a student loan and you could just ignore it. I'm not saying it was ever right to ignore it. Any debt you should always be concerned about. At least that's how society taught us when it pertains to debt. And there have always been negative impacts to standing debt, ways that they can negatively impact our lives, whether the debt is rental properties, old cars you once had, jewelry, credit cards you didn't pay off. Debt is debt, or maybe it's just somebody you didn't pay back. But see, student loans, everybody understand what kind of debt that is. That's why I was giving those other examples. I was just saying, no debt to me is less worse than the next. Regardless of how you accrue that debt, it stands there and it affects your credit score for the rest of your life until you take care of it. And then if you never do, we all know the only other option is that you leave that debt to your living loved ones. That's why generational teachings about generational wealth and poverty matter to me. We do cover topics about that here, where I just give my commentary and reaction, guys. I am nothing less than or more of than an author, okay? So that means I like to research and also put my own critical thinking skills together with, ideologies and other philosophies that may have already existed. And I give my opinions about ones I think should change. But here's an interesting one. People can now expect garnishments, and some Americans are already feeling it. That's what we're finna talk about today. I don't just come up with topics that have to do with my life. Let me be clear for the record. Some of these topics I've covered have absolutely nothing to do with me. Like yesterday, I was talking about the Dubai royal princess, Miss Sheikah. I forgot her last name already. Myra. And how she's supposedly engaged to this rapper French Montana. See, that had nothing to do with me. It's just, as a writer or author, you might be interested in certain topics, and then you put your own critical thinking skills to the test, and you bring your own commentary and reactions, because a lot of people don't understand what our topics are about. Not on a level as far as the topic, but like maybe my purpose behind them. So I just wanted to clarify that this is what I do for work. Back to what I was saying though, the garnishment side, because usually your student loans would just sit there. A lot of people don't know, but the only other way you could put those on hold a long time ago is if you made some type of forbearance plan. And I think with the forbearance, you have to provide proof of the hardship that is preventing you. Because even NailNet and student loan servicers know that not everybody gets on their feet, on their 10 toes right after college. Okay. That's just the truth. Not everybody they're making $50,000 a year right after college. So it might be because you didn't get a career yet, or because you're taking care of a loved one, or because you still have other debt you're taking care of. Either way, we're not going to sit here and play like student loan servicers did not care. That's why they offered forbearance options and plans all these years. Let's just be clear. Because when I look at situations and the things that change with the government, and we do have to kind of understand the changes too. Okay. So these are just my opinions. Right, guys, nobody has to agree. So if we know that it's as simple, and usually you would receive letters in the mails or emails, just like any other debt that you might have. How does the debtor keep up with you outside of your credit, outside of it following your credit? Because a person's phone number, email, address could change any time of the year, right? Then that creditor, that debtor, the debt collector, that's the word I'm looking for. They normally just keep up with people by following them on their credit scores, guys. Like these debt collectors don't know where you live, or that you got married, or that your phone number changed, unless you call and report those updates. Okay, that's number one that I wanted to mention when it comes to the changes with the student loan garnishments that Americans are now facing. And I'm going to explain what student loan garnishments mean, because they are taking these payments. If you're not paying them willingly, they will take it out your paycheck. They will take it out your tax return. They will take it out I've heard of people thought they were they went on a lottery ticket, right? Even if it's not the Mega Millions. I'm serious. It's not the Mega Millions, but there are regular lottery tickets that people might win under $5,000 every day. And then they take it to the place where they're supposed to take it and cash it, and they tell them. That's one of the first things they do, because if you owe some type of government agency at the time that you're reporting your lottery winnings, they will garnish that too. I'm just giving examples of where areas of our lives that we can expect to see garnishments if you sitting there with standing debt with student loan servicers. Mr. Trump just said that's not something that's not a game he want to play anymore. People out here talking about and looking down on everybody and how much money they make, and Trump and his team is laughing because they know everybody's true secrets about their finances. I'm sure they do. And I'm sure they couldn't believe how many people were looking down on others, but they owe 15, 10, 20-year-old student loan debt. And that's not a shot at anybody. We're speaking facts here at You Will Make It TV today. Because our goal is to inspire people that they will make it. Let's be clear. But at the same time, you got to put common sense where common sense has to be applied too. Right? You can't say, well, why do I have 10, 15 years of debt and you've never made one, you haven't tried to apply one payment? Because one payment, two payments, three payments look better than none. It would at least show that, hey, this person is working on getting their debt lowered. Or maybe, because a lot of debt collectors too, I know this firsthand, because sometimes they will work out. Who is a recent one that tried to work out a plan with me? I think it was Verizon Wireless. This was one I'll use for an example because I didn't even call them and ask for that. I guess they were just, I appreciated it. They like, look, we want to offer you a deal where we can lower the debt. Pretty much, how do I say it in words? Pretty much they were saying they want to put an offer on the table that would allow me to, lower the debt to where I wouldn't even need a payment plan. They lowered it so much where it's like you could really just pay it off if you want to. But I was just using that personal experience for example or whatever. Okay. But some of them, yes, they try to offer you these payment plans before you can even call and ask for a payment plan. But y'all would be surprised how many Americans knew they had debt. And I'm not just talking about with student loans. So please don't let the internet and social media fool you. One thing about a social media profile and the internet, not yet. I'm not saying it might not go to this, but it's not like with social media profiles. All the other information that you can put about yourself and your identity on a social media profile, right? Let's remember, credit score is not one of those things. When you first fill out a application to create a new social media profile, I'm sorry, it does not ask for your credit score. It does not ask for your income. Facebook doesn't ask for your income, okay? Twitter does not ask for your income or your credit score. IG, at this current moment in modern day times, does not ask for any of your financial personal business just to make a social media account. Actually, it's so real, you can be a homeless person with no money at all, with a credit history full of debt, and you'll still be allowed to make a social media account. I'm just saying, this is how the world is right now. Social media hasn't advanced that much where it's saying, okay, now what's your credit score before we allow you to create this account? How much do you make a month before we allow you to create this account? But Miss Whitney's asking on this podcast today, does it need to get to that point? Because, people call themselves harassing and coming after people because of the finances that they might or may be accruing through social media work. Make that make sense. That's just nothing short of jealousy and envy then. I just wanted the Trump and the Senate and the politicians to know, yeah, content creators go through that. I shouldn't have to say it. It's all over the news. They're attacked and targeted every day if they seem to have, and it's not even just the successful channels. It's like the successful channels, they're the blessed channels that kind of met their thresholds before the world got like this. Like, it's just crazy. Before crime kind of transitioned over into the social media world, they were able to establish themselves as creators. But it seems to more be happening to the new and upcoming creators, most definitely. A lot of them that have made social media pages in the past 2 years, it's unfortunate. They have experienced some type of scam. It's crazy. Like somebody trying to clone their page or profile. Y'all might say, what does that have to do with student loans? I'm finna get there. It's not funny to anybody that none of these social media profiles ask for your financial records just to create a profile. So why would you bring your judgments and your opinions about people's finances to a whole internet community? That doesn't make sense to me. Why would you say, oh, I want to see how much that person pays for rent? I want to know more about their life. Nobody comes and bring themselves to social media for that. And the ones that do, you'll be able to clearly see it because of the way they outcry for attention. Maybe they're in more butt naked pictures. Maybe they share different kind of content. But I was saying, since when did we want to put a person's debt and finances and what they make? Because the social media companies don't ask me that just to make a profile. They sure don't. It's just going to ask for my email, phone number, probably my age, my gender, and what I want my profile name to be. Period. It's not going to ask for any of my financial information or the next man's or woman's. Not yet, anyway. You understand where I'm coming from? So why would the people who participate on them platforms find people's finances such a interesting why would they be interested in it? You're not the creator of IG. You're not the owner of the Facebook platform. You're not the YouTube owners. YouTube don't ask me how much money I make just to make a YouTube channel. People have to create a profile, though, to at least even interact with. I believe you need at least a Gmail just to even use YouTube. Even if you're not a YouTuber like me or the next person, just to like kind of scan through videos and you actively use YouTube, yeah, you have to have a Gmail. You got to have a username. What did people think? So it's just crazy to see that on the other side of politics at the same time, while social media, of course, is still popping and trending, that people find so much interest in the next man or woman's finances. Well, let's be clear here. If everybody's finances were perfect, the president wouldn't be demanding that everybody pay their student loans back. I know everybody don't have student loans, but you got millions of people that owe the government money just for them loaning them money to go to school. So you can't ever make me feel bad. I'm talking about me personally first, about my finances. Or the next social media creator, because that was never people's business. Like, don't you think that's why they don't ask about your finances just to create a profile? Let's make this make sense. No, that's the users and strangers all over the internet that are interested in people's finances and how much they can make off the next person. And I rebuke that. An open rebuke is better than silent suffering. It doesn't even make sense, bro. If everybody was doing so well like they social media show, why are people drowning in debt? Because debt is not just your everyday bills and things you have to pay for to survive. Debt is things that you already had applied to finance and lease and you didn't finish paying it. Okay? Or y'all put a better definition of what debt is in the chat, because maybe I'm a little confused. That is something you owe back because somebody helped you with something. Just like with student loans. That was never free money. It's just crazy, bro. Usually the students are expected to use this money to invest in things that are going to help them to comfortably remain a student to the best of their abilities, get the school supplies they might need, the books. Okay, because a lot of people would argue, well, I don't think you should use school grant money on rent. Why not? If at home is where you are doing your studies, you're going to need your electric bill paid. You're going to need your rent paid. You're going to need a laptop and Wi-Fi. We know Wi-Fi ain't never been free. The last time Wi-Fi was free was during the pandemic that I remember, where they were giving out vouchers for people to maybe get $30 off of their Wi-Fi bills and stuff. They been stopped doing it. That's crazy. Once again, guys, everything I state on my stream today is just my open commentary and reaction to real life changes in the law. And these laws and stuff are changing every day, and they are serious. Some people paychecks are already being garnished a little bit. I'm being serious. It's like a warning for those that didn't know. If you know you owe student loans, you're the last person in line, should be looking down on the next person's finances. I'm going to start there. Because I might not know about it, but trust me, Mr. Trump and his administration knows. They know a lot of the same people be sitting around gossiping, pocket watching the next person owe student loans their damn selves. And then, if they owe that, imagine what other debt they have. You are not financially free if your credit report still shows 10 plus debt collectors. Let's be clear. Let's be clear, right? I'm just starting to walk more into my calling. I don't have to go into details about what my calling is right now, but I just know I'm waking up more and more to it every day. The one, everybody want to be the one that, oh, I'm here to restore balance. You have to have a real clear mind about justice and judgment. You can't just, and judgment has never just been out whether you like a person or not. Why do y'all think Lady Justice has a blindfold on her eyes? Yeah, I'm glad I researched it a little bit because everything makes a lot of sense now. They say don't judge the book by the cover because even the American Lady Justice, not the Statue of Liberty, I'm talking about Lady Justice, the lady that stands there with the sword and the balance beam in the other hand. Yeah, and then she has a blindfold on her eyes. And what I noticed about the Statue of Liberty and Lady Justice, they're both women. But I'll save my opinions and commentary about that for another topic. So y'all stay tuned and make sure you hit that subscribe bell. But I'm bringing it up right now because think about it. Even Lady Justice teaches and shows that you're not supposed to judge a person just off of their finances. Let's weigh the receipts. Let's weigh the debt. Let's weigh how the debt was accrued. Let's weigh how much hardship has been in a person's life. Oh, they don't want to look at that, but that's why they're not the judges and the court system is. You know what I mean? And yes, those that believe in the Bible, I'm with you. That says judge not lest you be judged. But I just think it has a deeper, significant meaning than what people think. First of all, if you're not judging with a blindfold on, you already shouldn't be seated with the real judges. Because the blindfold represents that even if you can't see the person, you can be able to sit there and weigh the evidence, though. Okay? And even the nail-net student loan servicers know that people experience hardships. Now, if you call your debt collectors, you trying to do everything like another person, you don't have to sit there and watch them to do that. We will tell you how to do it at You Will Make It TV. First of all, start by calling your debt collectors sometimes. Y'all be more on the phone with people that ain't ever gonna even help you pay your debt. You're more on the phone and communication and attachments with people that would never pay your debt. Think about that for a second. You should be on the phone more with your debt collectors. Ask them how their day is. They might be like, I'm fine. Why are you calling today? Well, I owe y'all debt. I'm sure they want to hear from you. Call banks you owe. Call those debt collectors. You don't have time to be calling me. You need to be calling the debt collectors. You don't have time to be watching me. You need to be watching your debt that you've collected over the past 10 years. I think that's the point that Mr. Trump is trying to make when it comes to the mentalities of people and how it's been scrambled up like a fucking scrambled pan of eggs, and people are all in everybody else's finance pockets business. But if we really look at it, everybody got debt in America. Most people are not financially free. It's just, these are the facts. Most people are not financially free, guys. And preach, because it's like, hold on, wait a minute, god darn minute. Are people using social media to compare finances and economics and debt? Because no, they're really not. They think they are. But if you call yourself bringing receipts on somebody's struggle, how about you go pull up credit reports? How about you do that from now on? From now on, everybody, your mouth is open about their finances on social media platforms. Make sure you bring that credit report. You'll be surprised how many people credit is over 50,000. I'm sorry, not their credit, their debt is over 50,000 right now. Yeah, they pay rent every month. That's great. That means just living paycheck to paycheck like everybody else. Nobody has room to judge anybody. And you can take what I said as Lady Justice. I will embody her for a second on this channel. Every time I come over here and do a live topic. It takes somebody with a lot of heart to look at the truth for what it is. The truth ain't never needed no help. That's why Lady Justice has a blindfold on her eyes. It's like, even if she can't see you, the truth don't need help. Because when you hear it, you gonna know it's the truth. I don't care who mouth it's coming out of. Period. They said the devil tell the truth too, but it's only if it's you know, some manipulation on the other side. Like he tells the truth to more get you caught up in a lie. I already did an inspirational quote about it. That was the quote itself. I said a wise man once told me the devil tells the truth too. He don't like the truth though. Like he only uses it for his benefit. He only tells the truth to get another person or a group of people caught up in a deeper lie. It's just crazy. So I don't like to talk about debt too much because you got whole nations and bodies of people that have been literally stolen from that America does not want to talk about. Other countries know about it already. Imagine going around smiling and shining like you done did something great, but the whole time you're lavishly living in the riches of another. And there's many cultures of people that have actually gone through this as generational lineages. Literally, every time a new person born in their family, they want to know about it because they're already looking to how they can steal their riches. And the baby, poor baby, don't even know what's going on. She's just born in a greedy ass world. That's all. You know what I mean? That's why I said, yeah, here lately I've been feeling like I embody Lady Justice. I had to go do research. Like, where did they get this symbol for justice in America? And why is she a lady? Makes you wonder. If she could have been Sir Justice. You see what I'm saying? A man. No, it's Lady Justice. Women were once known to be the most compassionate and nurturing beings of the earth. Without the woman, nobody was nurtured. Nobody really could feel the intuitive feelings everybody say they believe in and stuff. Okay, so let's not step on the women now. What's been going on? Talking about more women been losing their jobs. 600 women lost their jobs. I believe it. I believe it. Because some still believe that the women never were even supposed to be working. Literally. Even Trump spoke on it recently. He said he might. Nothing's promised. Allegedly, he may look at revoking women's rights. Because, I mean, what are they doing with them? Or the rights they have, is it really working out for the mothers and children like everybody thought it would after the great women's rights movement? Oh, don't think about taking away women's rights and Lady Justice is still a lady. You would have deeper work to do as far as making those type of changes with law and justice, in my opinion. You know, like, you don't just say the woman don't matter in every other area in society, but then Lady Justice is still a lady. Stop it. The Statue of Liberty is still a lady standing up there. Stop it. Let these women speak up and give their opinions and what they got to say too. And not just the women, the children. That's really, as the Lady Justice I've been embodying lately, cosmic justice says, let the children speak. They know that the time is coming for the children of the world to speak. That's exactly why the devil is using people to attack them. That's what I think. The lower vibrational energies, whatever you want to call it, the darker sides of the universe and life and the cosmos. Only an evil presence would not want children to speak. That's why they created this stupid quote, children are to be seen and not heard. Okay, I guess that's true a little bit when you're talking to Lady Justice, because she has a blindfold on. She ain't got to see the kids. Actually, her ears are not covered though. She gonna listen to them. I bet you I'm the right one to embody her presence. Thank you, universe. I'm nobody special. But see, when you keep trying to bury justice and truth, you can't say that you're really trying to stand on it and live for it. Like, come on, bro. You got too many people doing it like the cosmos don't see them. How you gonna blind the cosmos? Lady Justice put the blindfold on for her damn self. She didn't ask nobody to do that. You know what I'm saying? Because everybody has so much to say about the third eye and what we can and can't see. It's like, do people not get it? Let me try to teach on it a little bit. The truth is usually known only if there's a witness involved. That's why a court, even in spiritual court, It's literally, even in spiritual. Sorry, y'all, I'm back. It's just crazy the timings that people swear they gotta call you like right away. And let's just be clear, like when you're live globally, people can see that. I'm just trying to bring the facts to the table. Globally, people can see that. If entrepreneurship, a part of your entrepreneurship is media and communications, whether I had a radio station, a TV live station, a live on YouTube, people can see that. It's a network, it's a channel. Like, you can see when that parent is busy. It's just annoying. People choose that time specifically to suddenly talk to you. When you calling them trying to get messages and leave voicemails, though, nobody's available. But when you go live, here come all the calls. Yep, I'm putting that out there. That's crazy to me, you know? And it would happen when I'm at physical jobs, too. I can't make this up. They swear they just need to call you for everything, and you be at work. So, and it's just crazy. My whole topic today is about justice. And it's like, oh, we respect Lady Justice and we respect what it symbolizes. But it's like, when you really look at how women are treated, though, especially when they're single mothers, that can't be true. Just because a single mother seems to lack support, it's not always about what you lack. It might be about sometimes what you reject, what you choose to do independently, too. You know? Quit just saying a person lacks something because you don't see them with it. That's exactly what this topic is about right now. Social media don't ask you about your finances just to make an account. So until that goes that way, you don't owe anybody any explanation about your finances on the internet. Let people be stupid and let them claim they got receipts and no, let's make it make sense. No, people like that are weird. You suddenly want to, what's that called? Publicize somebody's finances. Like, it's understandable, I guess, if it's a celebrity of some sort. Somebody who had a net worth of billions and millions of dollars, that might make the news. Y'all be doing this to regular content creators. It makes no sense. Nobody ever said your whole life got to be together. I'm telling you, a homeless person can make a social media account, and it will be totally legal. That's what I've been just baffled about here lately when it comes to society and their lack of definition of boundaries, their lack of boundaries altogether. Nobody wants to practice boundaries. It's actually like they just wish it didn't exist. The term boundaries, the steps of boundaries, the protocols of boundaries, nobody wants to hear that, but everybody wants to talk about the definition of narcissism. Pay attention, ladies and gentlemen, because this is life as we know it in modern day times. Yeah, you make things more convenient for the people, and then now nobody knows boundaries? All because they have cell phones now? All because they have internet access now? All because they have data and Wi-Fi now? Now boundaries don't exist? Well, Lady Justice is embodying herself through me, and I'm here to tell everybody that's wrong. Boundaries still exist no matter how much advanced technology becomes. Even in the next 5 years, some of us will still practice boundaries. They'll say, look, we got an AI chat feature now. So what? I still expect to put up boundaries if I want to. Like, nobody really knew your finances back in the day unless you shared it with them. Let's really talk about it. Unless you share your finances with people, or the only other way they can know about your finances is they went to go do some research themselves. My problem is these ain't investigators doing it. It's like regular content creators who call themselves investigators and they just go digging in people's business. I personally don't respect it. Me and Lady Justice, we don't respect that. If you want to go research people's lives, why the hell are you not in law school? You know, because you might have educational, financial, U.S. Department education grant, student loans to pay back like the rest of us that went to school. If you do go sign yourself up for law school, you love people business so much. I thought I would see way more people in FBI training, police academy training, how nosy they've become. And them, what they do, it's not considered overstepping boundaries. They have to get the information that they need. But they have the career clearance, the license, the certifications to do what they do. It's people out here don't even have all that, but they want to be Inspector Gadget. It's just stupid. I'm just trying to say to the people what the justice of the cosmos would say if they could speak. So maybe they do use mouthpiece. It's okay. That would mean any payment I get in return comes from the cosmos. You're not, I don't know. That's why I don't like talking like this. You start to sound crazy to people. But I bet I have proof. I bet I have proof that the cosmos and the universe very much cares about me and my children and my household and who I am as a woman, and Lady Justice herself and the Maya goddess was all about justice, and both of them are women. And so is the Statue of Liberty. So let's talk about it. Then you don't respect women. See, you're throwing off the balance of the cosmos now. The day that the world decides, no, we want to use women for this. Women aren't so significant. Oh, you have fucked up. You're pissing off the Maya goddess, Lady Justice, and the Statue of Liberty. And I can go on. There's been lots of powerful women trailblazers. And why would we think that's going to stop? Because it's modern day times. That's crazy. Women help modern day times to become what they are. I'm sure there's women that work in NASA. There's women that work in the police field. Any career field you can name in modern day times, there's a woman there. Even mechanics. It's crazy. Even janitors. Even, what are those people called? Maintenance. They have lady ones. Because I've seen it with my own eyes. What do you mean? They have lady cops, lady firefighters. Literally. And people thought they was going to get away with stepping on one woman. You step on one woman, and I'm going to say this about any group or organization or affiliation or group of similar people. If it's a whole group of them, a whole global group of women, and you step on one, what do you think you're doing to the rest of them? If you got a bunch of kids and you step on one, what do you think you're doing? I'm saying, I'm speaking, I'm being the mouthpiece for Lady Justice right now. She would not agree with that. Period. Her having a blindfold on don't make her stupid. They stupid. They try to cover up people's eyes and thought they was gonna get it. That's stupid. Like, oh, she's a woman. All we gotta do is blind her. She's a woman. All we gotta do is make sure she can't see. And the whole time, Lady Justice wears a blindfold as she holds her sword, as she holds her balance. Literally. She holds the balance in one hand. I got to go look at it because to me, that might matter. The sword is in one particular hand, whether it's the right hand or the left hand, and the balance is in the right hand or the left hand. Because if you get too distracted with convenience, I'm not mad at society. I'm just trying to be a part of us getting back on track. You cannot sit there and put the light on one person. Oh, let me explain why you can't do that. The sun's light, that's on everybody. You see what I'm saying? And they better hope they better hope they understand the significance of the sun. You know what I'm saying? The sun's light shine on everybody. So you can go get your little flashlight and spotlight and shine it on one person all you want to. There's always a light that's greater. And then all these powerful entities they say exist out here, I ain't seen one stop the sun yet. Not yet. All the prince demons and top demon kings and stuff they want to talk about. Even giants have roamed the earth before. All kind of creatures in historical times. All those creatures are not mythical. Some of those creatures, it's been proven in science they actually existed. Are people crazy? Okay, so none of those creatures ever powerful enough to stop the sun from shining. That's what I'm trying to get people to see. Like, I'm explaining it this way. Nothing was that powerful to get the moon to stop doing its job or the sun. So me or Lady Justice haven't seen that yet. And you don't sit on a seat high enough to say, I want to stop the sun from shining today. Your light will never outshine it. You see what I'm saying? You can maybe charge up a little bit sometimes and get some of the sun's good graces and light and carry that with you, but it'll never outshine it. Like, It's stupid, and people be, oh, I got receipts. I got receipts on this person's finances. If that receipt ain't a credit report, you ain't talking about nothing. You ain't doing nothing but pocket watching that person. I don't care who it is. And content creators are going through it the most. Content creators are not, to me, just people who make content on content platforms. Social media is also considered a content creating platform. Even if you're posting a selfie, if you post a selfie with a caption, you have now just published something. You just published something. Do people understand it? I started the stream off trying to explain to people that I am a self-publisher. So I'm correcting people for a second. Every time you post a personal selfie with a caption, you have now just publicly published something, whether you knew it or not. It's up to you if you didn't want to go copyright your post so people can't copy what you said. And just to let people know, every copyright license costs money. Like, it just depends on what you're copyrighting. Maybe it's an album. Maybe it's a poem book. Maybe it's a photo book. That's why I say you would be better creating a whole selfie photo book and then, you know what I'm saying, copyright that whole book versus paying $35 over and over and over and over again to copyright every selfie that you have on Google. And oh my God, Google been kind of under fire theyself for making people believe that they were safe using their features and tools, but they really weren't. How you set up a system that anybody can just breach? That's not a secure system. These days now, when I pay money for any type of system or something, it's like I have to ask, how secure is this system? How likely is it that I could be breached? That's the new times we live in. They might as well tell you up front. Because as soon as you don't pay that bill, oh yeah, they're ready to disconnect whatever service it is. As soon as you don't pay that bill or subscription, they're ready to disconnect you. Period. That's just how this works out here. So I thought I would come give that insight because I don't see how people don't see that. It's very imperative because literally as I speak about it, people are still testing me, guys. That's all I can explain. And you're telling them, hey, you might want to stop. I'm Lady Justice. Hey, you might want to stop. I have when I say karmic, I don't mean a negative way or something evil. Karmic is rooted from the word karma, and some people have a karmic anointing. Like literally, as soon as you do something to them, that's coming right back around to you or somebody you love. Literally. So even the Bible says, hey, watch out, you can be entertaining angels. You just never know who you're entertaining, who you just called a bad word, who you just kind of refused, rejected, who you just turned down. You never know. Watch how you treat people. That's the strange thing about karma though. Like, usually the people that are so bold and ready to do stuff, they cannot handle it coming back around to them. They oftentimes feel like it is so effing unfair the way it comes back around to them. Because karma is going to make sure that you understand and know, even if you don't speak on it out loud, you understand and know that you're getting the same energy and influence that you just put out there. That's why I can smile and just look at people like, oh, that's your choice. Oh, that was your decision. Oh, that's the way you chose to move. Oh, that's all I can say today. Oh, not my business. And reminding everybody, even when it comes to this topic, debt and credit is usually built or broken by the one with the credit or debt. Before identity theft existed anyway, only you could build or break your credit. Only you could accrue that debt. And then, you know, the longer that you leave it standing, it doesn't look good. And I was wondering, boy, if they ever put like child support, if that was reflected on people's credit, I bet you they get it together. But that's not like something that they report to creditors at this time. Like, yep, this person owed $30,000. They ain't paid in 5 years. Then it would be harder for them to get a mortgage, a car, anything in their name, because you owe that. It's a lot of places I see imbalance, or ways I see we could put certain puzzle pieces together, and it's just gonna do that. It's gonna restore balance. It would have no choice. Some of these things I'm speaking on anyway. So I don't care what nobody say. That seems like a setup to sit there and call somebody while they trying to work, just to ask them for their personal information. But I'm stating that for the record. If she told you, okay, I no longer need this service, or I no longer need this enrollment, or I no longer need this subscription, I don't care what it is. That's all you need to know for a person. Your next job should be to go ahead and cancel whatever it is. These days, they be trying to force you. Notice when you try to unsubscribe or delete a social media account, it's going to give you reasons like, can we know why you're leaving? I didn't know how to really call it, but that seems like boundary overstepping a little bit. Why you got to ask a person why they don't want the account no more? When people put in their job resignation letters, that's different. That's you explaining, hey, I'm leaving in 2 weeks. This is why. And then that's all they need. They're not finna sit there and ask you, well, what's the next job? Well, what are you gonna do from here? I mean, they can ask. It's up to you if you tell them. So yes, I do have a topic coming soon, just because of the research. Because people didn't know. They thought they could just watch what I research and then they know how I'm coming. But when you're already a natural critical thinker, and like you get just downloads, or you know stuff and you don't know how you know stuff, or you dream about it, all you have to do is kind of like a computer sometimes. My eyes, like, I just scan the information and the rest comes to me. It is a powerful gift. You just scan it. What do they call it when you can read something? It's a type of memory. Photographic memory. I think I have that a little bit. I don't know. But I think what I have is a little deeper than photographic memory, because it's like, if I input the information, like scan it with my eyes, because how else do you read something? How else do you read a document or research? So that's how I process it. Like, I scan it, I intake the information just like anybody else who reads it, but then how my mind or brain or might process information might be different from the next person. So you can copy anything you want to, or follow me and what I research, that's fine. But we all learn on different frequencies too. On different frequencies and at different rates. You know what I mean? So like certain things I see on the news that other people see, I seen the same thing they said. I just might process it different. You know? That's all this is. I'm a natural processor, and then how I process things, they're still trying to figure that out, I guess. I don't know why it's so significant to people, but you overcoming your struggle is not significant to people. Actually, they want to say, well, you must have cheated. You must have did this or that, because that's what I did. As if there hasn't been women trailblazers before who actually did things a whole separate way that hadn't been done before. That's the definition of a trailblazer, last I checked. Not somebody standing in the box and the bucket of crabs doing everything everybody did and keep trying the same 20 years. Of course you would come after and attack a person that's doing it different. Let's be clear. Because maybe you fear, oh, well, what is their difference going to do? And we like things the same. That's people's problem. When they fear change, they want to drag you in there too. When some of us have eaten so much fear, every time we try to swallow it again, we vomit it. You can't keep everybody in that same position forever. God, goals, growing and glowing. I was just reading my journal tablet that's in front of me right now. It was just interesting, the way things continue to be revealed. Cause like, that's what we were talking about, like how some crimes are like whole committed in broad daylight now. So, but at least when you would do it under the moon, it might be a little more hidden, because you're doing it at nighttime. Nobody suspects you. You think everybody's asleep. No, people so bold they do it in whatever they do in broad daylight now. And they wanted to affect your life so bad. Their choices. Lady Justice does not work that way. Another person's choices never had nothing to do with you, especially if you didn't co-sign, agree with, you had no knowledge of their choice at all. Because it's their life, it's their business, what they do with their finances, uh, if they pay their bills on time or not. You have a real insecure esteem problem when you have to know somebody's finances to feel better than them. Like, okay, I'm speaking the words of Lady Justice right now. Like, she wouldn't respect that. Oh, you thought going to their finances and proving their imperfections and flaws was going to deflect our attention from your choices. Anybody even operating like that, this is just obvious. They have something to hide. You always worried about somebody else. Then trying to make it like somebody else is worried about you. Well, we have to when your choices begin to affect everybody else around you, even if it's a social media community. Thank you guys for tuning in to another live segment here at You Will Make It TV, where we share inspirational quotes, divine messages, and insightful topics weekly. Now, sometimes we have our uploads 3 times a day. You just never know how I'm coming. I'm that type of entrepreneur. I have good months and I have bad months. I have good weeks and I have bad weeks. I have good days and I have bad days. And then it gets deeper. I have good hours and I have bad hours. And then I have good seconds. And then just something was good and miraculous a second ago. It just be like, okay, the next 10 seconds could be chaos. But to sit there and pretend like every second of y'all lives, I don't know who people be trying to fool. I have one of the most righteous hearts on the earth, because that's the thing. I keep talking about Lady Justice and the blindfold. It's just crazy who people turn into based off of the information they think they see. Not like what they know. You see, they try to make it like the all-seeing eye is most powerful. Is it still down to what we see or what we know? Because what the cosmos are showing me, it's that knowing that's going to be a little deeper. We can all see anything. You see what I'm saying? We can all look at it at the same time too. But what did you process out of what you see? You see, that goes deeper into the side of a knowing. Knowing. That's deeper than seeing. Seeing is just a part of the 5 senses. And if you notice, knowing is not one of the 5 senses. I think it's a problem. Me and Lady Justice thinks that should be added to the category of senses. Knowing. See, feel, touch, smell, hear, and knowing. Because not everybody uses that sense. Like, some things I believe we all naturally know. You just kind of run from it. They can call it intuition, whatever they want to. Discernment. Then they call themselves punishing people who are not using their punishing you for what you know. If you take a person through that long enough, where they're literally being punished for what they don't know, what do you expect them to turn into? Wouldn't you say eventually they get tired of being ignorant? They get tired of not knowing. They get tired of not being filled in on the 411. Then you try to control their approach to knowledge now. Control their ability to seek knowledge. Nobody accrues student loan debt who was not seeking knowledge. I'm just reminding people there are free ways to research, like the local library, like Google AI Assistant, and we have all of this stuff today. You don't even need, and maybe the country sees that. They see where they could potentially start losing money, where people actually used to pay thousands upon thousands of dollars for education just to get their knowledge levels up a little higher for the career direction that they wanted to go in. I'm sure nobody went to college and accrued debt with student loans to not come out of college a little more knowledgeable than before when they went in there. Like, that's unheard of. That's the point of graduation. It's proof that certifies that you did study the knowledge, you were tested by the knowledge and about the knowledge, you passed the test, so you graduated. But that's just the first step. Now, after college, you got to decide, where am I going to apply this knowledge? I wouldn't care. I just never heard of it, but I wouldn't care if you went to college for accounting and you just applied it to your personal life. I wouldn't say that's against the law. You start trying to see where you could apply it in your own personal finances, but you just graduated in accounting. It's like you have criminal law, immigration law, ticket and traffic law. You do have business law. And people just want to pretend it doesn't exist. And you do have a lot of content creators that come to these platforms for the focus and sole purpose of business. Not any other attention or any other image or any other narrative you were trying to place on a person. And we wondering why people still struggling after getting whole degrees. Like, that's crazy. How are they being sabotaged though? Are they being targeted for being educated now? And choosing to apply their knowledge on places like internet platforms? It's so much information out there though. It's crazy to think about. Like, so many other avenues and areas you can obtain information today. From books to magazines to articles. Because remember, this was the original way before the internet that people accrued knowledge. Especially if they couldn't afford college. That's supposed to just hold them back. It's done that. And there was no other culture of people, and I hate to say it, that actually it's proven in history that they were withheld at one point from reading and writing. Literally. So I don't play about that. Like, you don't get in the way, me or Lady Justice, we don't play about that, and we know the truth. You don't call yourself getting in the way of somebody's attempt to accrue higher knowledge. Y'all created these systems and facilities that said, oh, this is where you can get higher knowledge. Okay, so people go join them, they enroll, they owe you money now, they have student loan debt. Okay, and now they're being targeted and punished if their debt is not paid back. So I'm just saying, wake up, America. Nobody has room to judge anybody's finances when the whole country might be in debt. Even some of these celebrities, they are not financially free. Especially if you still are signed to a contract where another company or another Sony or somebody owns your whole brand, not you. So the celebrities can't fool me either. Some of them ain't financially free. These are just deals and contracts. How do you own everything unless you can prove that? You can never make me feel bad about my finances, and I'm getting my financial knowledge up. More people that y'all think, oh, well, that person's successful, they doing well. How? When they're bonded to a contract for the next 10 years. They might wake up and have an awakening in the 5th year and say, look, I don't want to be a part of this no more. And we see what happens to them. So you're not financially free. If you're still bonded to more than one contract just to get by in life, you're not financially free. Somebody else still owns your royalties and earnings and money. Like, let's be clear. Maybe the low class people might be low class, but they're not bonded to contracts that they can't get out of, or their life gonna be in danger if they try to get out of it. Something like a lease, you actually can legally break it. It's called a broken lease. It's a different type of contract, of course, but at least when you sign these kind of contracts, you're not being hunted down like a wild animal just for breaking it. You see? And unfortunately, student loan debt is not a contract that can be easily broken. So yeah, more people are thinking about it. Is college worth it? Because that debt is going to follow you, baby. It's going to follow that credit report. Them student loan debts, it's not going nowhere. That's not a contract you can break. You can look at your options. Like I said, at the beginning, they had all these forbearance options. Like, you can actually call them and tell them about your situation. And it was funny how Trump announced that too, recently, how they might actually consider the housing crisis a national emergency here soon. I actually will agree with that if they go that direction. It seems right. Like, it's more than just a homelessness pandemic. It's a whole crisis. when you start looking at the very reasons that people are falling into the cycle of homelessness. And it sickens me that one of the reasons is just that you have more home wreckers. The internet and social media created that. Home wreckers just used to be considered somebody that, you know what I'm saying, sends agents of chaos to intentionally destruct your home. But home wreckers come in all shapes, sizes, ages. And it has to be embarrassing as a leader of the country to know that home wreckers are a whole reason that 20% of the homeless is out there on the streets right now with their kids. Just because some person decided that's what should be your fate. And don't come out of the cycle, they're going to come at you harder because they feel like you were supposed to be stuck there for the rest of your life, just on the streets. They get angry when they see you defeat that cycle. You know, but they say, oh, well, we actually do care about this crisis. Well, why are people being targeted after they come out of the crisis? Make it make sense. They couldn't even get on their feet the first 2 years because I don't know who told you a person life. They be trying to put a time frame on when your life should be back on track. It's crazy, bro. When everybody literally grows at their own rates and paces naturally. The human anatomy body, everybody grows literally at natural rates that we don't control. You try to put everybody at the same speed. No race has ever worked that way. It's an interesting race. They call it a race because everybody's speed is different, even in athletics. So why we don't understand this about life? Period. So you say, oh, that person's life should be together now. They had a place for a year. But that would be you denying the fact that when a person is homeless for 6 months, a year, 2 years, that whole time they homeless, you are setting them back. You are delaying them from what they could have been doing while they had a home. And of course, if you hide that their home is being attacked, then it would make them look crazy. Because how can you really get back on your feet in your home if your home itself is being attacked? That's why I said I think that's great news, actually, that he might actually be considering a national crisis here soon. That way we get those eviction moratoriums and stuff back in place like they were for the pandemic. Now, if a person can come to their leasing agent and show real substantial evidence of job loss, identity theft, proof of domestic violence or home wrecker type activity going on around them, oh yeah, they shouldn't be evicted. But see, even when people have those situations, you're still kicking them to the street. Thank God there's states that actually have laws that protect people from that. But see, every state doesn't. If anything, more landlords are speaking up about their rights. They do not have to accept your housing voucher. Just because you were granted that, their property literally does not have to accept that. Actually, updated modern news says and statistics says that more landlords have become frustrated with the housing voucher type tenants, if I can say it like that. Let's talk about why. They say they leave them messed up, the properties be messed up. It just, they end up having to pay this balance just to sit here and restore the property after they move out. And it's unfortunate. Some of us have never had a housing voucher in our life. And I know Section 8 one, because y'all know Section 8 is like more a long-term housing help. I never thought I'd see the day people actually get jealous. They'll say that in a minute. Oh, it used to be a shame. It used to be a shameful thing. People used to be embarrassed about food stamps. Oh, that ain't the only thing. Last I remember, people used to be ashamed to say they were on Section 8 in housing too. But people freely talk about that and then wonder why they targeted her. Because they didn't know. Yeah, people will hate on you just for getting housing assistance, bro. For getting some type of assistance with your car insurance. Just anything they find out you got, they didn't. That's the times we live in. They feel like, well, what's better about her that they get it? If that's not an elementary mentality, and it's embarrassing to like just be in a country like that mostly everybody thinks that way. It's weird. You should be like, oh, praise God, that person got housing, one less person on the streets. That's not how they look at it, though. But then you want to complain about how many on the street. So shout out to Donald Trump though for that assessment, because yeah, something does need to be done. It's a little more than a crisis. There needs to be declare a national emergency at this point. Because if it isn't, we just have to keep speaking about the reasons. People just be more open about the reasons they can no longer afford their mortgages. They're sitting here watching it happen. You're garnishing wages just for student loan debts. And as far as debt collectors, they're also, it's been said though that they're moving more in the direction of suing people who are not paying their debts back. Okay, so it's kind of hard to fall into the madness with everybody else who's joking about each and every person on the internet's finances when you know the things that I know, and I saw it on the news. Yeah, they don't listen to the news or read or something. Like, did they know that? You have bigger issues to worry about than the next person's finances, when you need to make sure you know what your debt amount is, because debt collectors will begin suing y'all. They're going to be taking people to court, trying to get their money however they got to get their money. That's what I'm telling y'all. That's already been announced, that it's coming. In some states, they probably already doing it. Like, I just can't wait to more see. I don't want to see what I'm seeing at all, but more see real stories of people who had to go to court and fight whole debt collectors. Because they just let 10, 15, 20 years go by and thought they were never going to pay it. They want to find other sidetrack in between ways to look financially stable. And that's nothing short of an illusion, because credit history reports don't lie. You know, you can have the fanciest makeup, cars, and clothes all you want to. Some of us, when we see you on IG and Facebook and stuff like that, it means nothing. That's just your outer appearance. That Lady Justice has taught us not to even look at that. It's funny how much people find hope and solace and balance in their life through whole illusions. And then they be lost when it's shattered, because you had no foundation. That was your foundation, an illusion. Yeah, because a credit report, that's not an illusion. Ain't nobody credit report lying on them unless you find the factual evidence that it is. And that's why he is talking about making this more of a national emergency. I'm so happy to see that. Like, yes, Donald Trump. At this point, the housing market crisis is a national emergency. Maybe more people could get help. Nobody was talking about all the homeless outside when COVID was going on, because who do you think the first people that was dying from it? The people outside who had to be exposed to it every day. They were the frontliners. But you had the ones in a home doing all the panic buying, and it's just stupid. I was just here to give my commentary and reaction to this topic today. You guys feel free to leave your comments, your open opinions, and suggestions. This is a safe community here. We will ban and block all negative, derogatory comments, because, you know, this is not the environment for that. But other than that, you know, you're always welcome here to have a voice on our platform as well, by simply using that comment section. Even after we post it, you don't always have to post your comments in a live. You can post them right here on the channel. Once we post this live broadcast on my community board post area today. Okay, we thank you guys for your support. Remember to hit that like button, and until next time.